final word.
The final word. Draft show. Yes, indeed. And free agency. We don't leave that out.
The final
Not
word.
over here. Because free agency always goes before the draft. Come on. What we be doing? So you already know, man. We got Big in the building. Say what's up to the people, Big.
Yo.
We got the
final word.
killer in the building. Tuck himself.
I ain't a killer, but don't push me.
Oh.
Right. I was just saying that today. That's funny.
And then DMV looked like he typing up a storm.
You know how it is, bro. Got the notes ready. Hey,
Right,
dog, this gonna be one of them shows,
The
bro.
final word.
Yeah, you look like you got your game face on, bro. And then you got your boy
something
Boss
like that.
Cowboy. What's up, man? It's that time, man. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. I'm so excited, man. Hey, and they should trust us. They should trust us. They really
The final
should. The
word.
world should trust
final
us.
word.
Cause see, they coming out with them new draft grades right now.
The final word.
What they saying about the draft now,
The
Tuck,
final word.
The final
from last year?
Right, articles. You know, it was a bust. It wasn't for need. You know, it was a futuristic draft, and we didn't get much value. Like we told you about that 2 days after the draft. Bro.
We sure did. And what was they saying?
Miles, you being negative.
You're being negative.
Final word.
Why can't you just
Oh,
believe?
Lord.
I trust Will
That's all
McClay.
I've been hearing. That's all I've been hearing.
I trust Will McClay.
I trust Will. Y'all shut up, you YouTubers.
Yeah.
If you knew better, you'd be drafting for the team.
This year gonna be better though,
Yeah.
because Jerry said he going all in.
Right.
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 Well,
What's that one show
Players
called?
had Barry back up in the corner, man.
What's
Right.
that one show that?
The final word.
What was it called? Office Space, when it was like, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lumberg. Yeah.
Right. Lumber.
You are fake
Right.
news. It's all fake news. It's phony stuff. It didn't happen.
Hey Tuck.
What's up?
Hey, what's your thoughts about going all in? And are we going all in this year? And what would that look like?
We ain't going all in, bro. He had Jerry back up in the corner at Senior Bowl and said, "What is your thoughts to the fans that said we should go all in?" Oh, yeah, for sure. And now remember, they just like 2 days before said they were going to go with a conservative approach with running back. You know what I'm saying? So you just contradicted yourself just like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is.
The
Man. We
final
go for the
word.
positives.
Yeah, man. It's a such thing as putting lipstick on a pig.
Right.
It's still a
Right.
business
Oh,
at the end of the day. You gotta
Right.
sell optimism as part of it.
Right.
Yeah, it is what it is. It's just that you ain't gonna pull that wee woo on me.
I don't know.
What you
You
do?
were drinking that Kool-Aid a little while ago.
I was drinking the Kool-Aid on something specific.
Hey, dog, that Kool-Aid had a lot of sugar in it, bro. I had me too. It was like the house party Kool-Aid.
Which one?
Oh yeah.
The house
When he
party.
kept pouring the sugar.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. No more Kool-Aid here ever in life.
Ever?
Ever.
You go drink some Kool-Aid, bro,
I
at
bet
some
you I
point.
don't. I bet you I don't.
You go
I bet
definitely
you
drink some Kool-Aid.
I bet you I don't.
I don't believe you.
You ain't got no choice.
really in the field, let I've been really in the field, let her rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to.
And if it was up to me, if it was up to little old me to make a pick,
That
it
music.
would probably go a little something like
Ooh, that
this.
music.
And with the 17th pick of the 2020 Dallas Cowboys NFL draft, the Dallas Cowboys select
was a
CD Lamb. Oh.
movie.
That was the beginning. That's when it was the beginning, bro. You feel me?
That's like my first video. Bro.
Hey, look at CD Lamb now, though, bro.
I will move down. The smart thing would be to move down, but the Cowboys historically don't.
Boss could be a trade down here with Justin. We got to trade. We got to trade. We got to trade.
I said this is the place to move.
We were just here talking Justin Fields.
I said it loud and clear. This is the place to move down.
Go hard, go home,
Go home.
go hard, go home,
Go
go
home.
hard, go hard, go home, go home, go hard, go hard, go home. Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, go hard, go home, go hard, go.
I love Parsons as a rush defensive end, right? If you draft him and you put him on the end, turn him into another DeMarcus Ware. Let him rush the quarterback, get upfield, and create damage to the other opposing offense.
We got the pick.
Man, here it is.
We got the pick.
Yeah, this gotta be Parsons. Like, Parsons the best player available.
Go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head, I'm top 10. Yeah, that's hands down.
Hold on, man. I'm finna flip it up. I gotta flip up.
I'm back.
Yeah.
No, you had that boy.
I got you, Tuck. Huh?
Okay.
I had to break it out for the homies.
Don't get me wrong.
If y'all don't know, that's Tuck.
Relationship is cool, but
That's old Tuck. Let's go.
That was my radio hit.
These boys talented. This for you, Tuck. That boy say Michael Parsons ain't finna be no puppet on the screen. Let's go.
Tonight I wanna go out, but you just keep harassing me, cause you'll think there'll be hoes out and picturing your man doing so wrong that you won't.
Man, we be doing too much, man.
Insecurities, girl. Don't take the back door ride.
Man, I might throw that one as the official intro, bro. That might be the new intro, bro.
That was based off.
Hey, dog, we've
been
puppets on the string for a long time.
Man, they'll be about to do a remix with Jerry Jones in the
Right.
because he dangling. He dangling, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Man.
All right, man. So I know we gonna be talking about linebacker tonight, and everybody got their notes and stuff ready. Everybody ready to dig in, but we gonna run a quick audible. We want to talk about Michael Parsons tonight because I think we do see it slightly different, Tuck. So, and obviously that's okay. That's part of it.
Right.
But you want to kick it off?
Yeah. So a lot of people may have saw my video today on my channel, right? And I kind of signed it as a rant, but my frustration was not just with Micah Parsons. It was just like the in-house media of how they're treating players, right? And it's just like, when you watch how the Dallas Cowboys handle business, this is nothing new. We know how they handle business. It's always loud, pollution, and they always use the media to come attack our players, especially at contract time. So we saw the article that David Moore wrote about Dak Prescott, how it's going to be complex to get the deal done, which we know that's not the case. And then I see these articles about Micah Parsons for simply just saying that, we need some defensive tackle and some linebacker help if he was going to be in charge of the draft, and how that's going to be, he got coined as selfish for saying that, you know what I'm saying? But we all about to sit here on the draft show and say the same damn thing. And it's just like, I get it, y'all. We lost to Green Bay. It hurts. But the way the Cowboys fans, the media, everybody's reacting right now is complete overkill. Because hell, if I tell y'all Micah Parsons and Trayvon Diggs at the basketball game watching the Mavericks, people are going to blow a gasket. Like, we have to kind of get over and move forward. But me personally, I just don't like the attacks that I'm seeing on players coming from your in-house media, right? LaShawn McCoy, Bart Scott, okay, cool. But these are people you at the cafeteria with. You know what I'm saying? These are the people that you're seeing day to day that you're forced to sit down and interview with, that's calling you, about your, you know what I'm saying, your crap. You know what I'm saying? You're lazy, you're not dedicated, you're not focused, you're selfish, you're not a team player. Like, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to stand on that. And I just feel like when it comes to Micah, he's just the easiest target right now because he's so accessible. He's doing nothing new that he did last year. But for some reason, now he's become public enemy number one when it comes to Cowboys fans and his fan base. So that's how I see it.
So, Big, we ain't heard from you. What's your thoughts?
I mean, it's the same thing they always do. I don't. It's no surprising. I definitely feel what Tuck is saying, but we shouldn't be surprised. They do this for everybody, and especially if you're a top guy. If you're a top guy that's about to get major money in Dallas, they start pulling out the flaws. They start pulling out the things you don't do. Me and you already talked about this, boss, with Micah Parsons when he was a rookie. And I even said, you better win a Super Bowl, get to a Super Bowl before Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb's rookie contracts is up, because it's going to be a lot of problems, because they're going to command a lot of money, and you know what's going to happen when they do. Everybody loves the guys. Y'all already know this. Everybody, I said, remember I told you this, boss. Everybody was going to love Micah Parsons those first few years.
Yeah.
Everybody was gonna love him them first few years. He was the Lion. He on HBO. Everybody was roaring with the Lion, but that was them first few years until contract coming up. Then when that comes up, what do you see? The same thing we always see from Cowboys Nation. You feel me? If you get a rookie who's a top dog, by the time that contract come up, boy, the smear is going to start, and then all that love they have for you in the beginning about the lion and all that, they ain't saying the lion is roaring no more. They saying shut up. Remember when they were saying roar, lion, roar? Now they saying shut the hell up and play ball.
Right.
Man, quite frankly, man, I think it's really unfair to Micah for how he's being treated by the media. And I say that because, like Tuck said, man, y'all share cafeteria. You could easily pull somebody aside. I know I've said some things, I've tweeted some things, and they might have been outrageous. And boss, you'd hit me up and be like, all right, let's attack it at this angle. Let's do things this way. You know what I'm saying? That's what real men do. A lot of these ex-players out here, and these media, I don't know what they have the gripe. I don't know if it's about getting clicks. I don't know if it's that new media is stepping up and you got to try and, hold your post down. But to me, I'm going to disagree with Big Game and say it's a little different this year. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a little bit more outrageous than normal. Now, we know that the media and we know that the team is kind of, hey, they're going to give breadcrumbs to a certain number of guys. But it seems a lot more clickbaitish today than it normally does. And my only thing about telling Micah to shut up is we don't tell the front office to shut up. The media, they don't tell Jerry to shut up. They want him to talk. I think that it's a lot of power in these players really, starting these podcasts like Tuck was talking about on his video, and really getting their voice out there, getting their thoughts out there, interacting with the fans. Because look at Dak Prescott. Dak's been quiet this whole time. Yeah. And you still attack him. You know what I'm saying? You're still attacking Dak. Still attacking other guys that are quiet. If I'm Micah, I'd rather have my voice out there, because at the end of the day, there's still people are going to talk regardless. Right. That's how I feel about it.
Speaking of
which,
look,
check this out. But hold on. Let me say this right quick. But on what you're saying, DMV, I don't disagree, because I made a video and saying that this was a new media that these young players do. I don't hate on what they do, because this is the way it's going. So no matter what you say or not, all these players are going to have podcasts. That's the way of the future. What I was saying was the fans are now saying, shut up and be quiet and don't talk. I said on my video, I like the perspective with him and CD Lamb because I didn't watch that video. To be honest with you, I didn't want to hear it. To be honest with you, I didn't want to listen to it. I don't like listening to that, the drama and stuff. I don't want to hear it. But when I started listening to some people in the streets really do the video, Tuck had said it himself. I was like, he said, man, there was some gems. I had to go back and really look at that video. There was some gems in there. So I said, let me check it out. So when I did, I was like, number one, Micah has, this is what I said. When those reporters are in their face, they don't really want to tell you anything because half them, they don't like half those reporters. So they're going to give you those half-ass answers. And then when they sit down with you in real interviews, they probably don't really want to give you a real interview, but the team is setting up that interview, so you got to talk to them, right? So they ain't really going to tell you really what you really want to know. So this is Micah's time to really be who himself because they're giving him full control over everything he's allowed to do. So it's his time to be able to voice his opinion and say what he wants. CeeDee Lamb comes on there and he's comfortable. I don't have to talk to these fake reporters and say these fake things. I got my boy right here. So me and him can really talk and can't nobody say nothing about it because this is the way the world is going with the podcast. So this is our time to really talk how it is. And that's what I gained from that interview was I finally gained perspective. Okay, I heard it from CD now. I heard it from Micah, but I heard CD say, okay, guess what? I shouldn't be getting no targets, shouldn't be getting no targets after the first half. I ain't trying to hate on nobody, but guess what? This is what it is. I ain't trying to trip on nobody, but you said it was gonna be this. You feel me? So now it opens our eyes. So, okay. See, we can't get this from the others, and y'all know how it is. And this is what I said too, and I'll be done after I say this. You know how the media, we know they don't want to tell us nothing. They want to keep them exclusive because they don't want nobody getting their job. So gatekeepers, so they keep all that info to themselves and just always want to wait till the last end to talk about it. Well, now we ain't got to listen to you. The players got their own damn podcast and they telling us they damn self. So I don't got to listen to blah, blah, blah and his reports no more. I'm going to just listen to the next podcast of Michael Parsons and whoever got on there and I can get some good intel now.
Yeah, facts. And if not just Micah, I mean, Jonathan Hankins had the whole D unit on there. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So it's like you said, like we get them to be more comfortable because they're in their own element. Micah and CD knows they're not trying to set each other up for failure. There's no difference if I'm on a show with you, Big Game. I can be myself versus if I'm with somebody unknown, like I'm not sure they're trying to trip me up. You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
Versus we can kind of just sit back because we have that connection. It's the same thing with the players. But I was going to say, since we're talking about Micah, DMV, go ahead and stand up and show that shirt. You know what I'm saying? Show that shirt for your boy, man.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
CFO.com. You know what I'm saying? So
y'all make sure y'all get that from Tuck site, man. I had to wear it for my boy tonight.
Yeah, they mad at Mike. They mad at Mike. Only put them like 50% off right now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I am the voice of opposition, so I got to jump in here.
All right,
I'm the person that got a problem, and I do, and I'm being all the way honest. My problem with Micah is, well, let's just listen to it.
Supposed to get rejuvenated. Like this is a whole new me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Al, Micah, what do you think about that?
That's not a good enough reason or excuse to say that publicly.
So he talking about DeMarcus Lawrence.
If you said it to someone else, you know what I'm saying? Like, one-on-one, you know what I'm saying? Cameras off, sure, be my guest. But when I feel like once that...
First of all, he right. On that part, I stand with him 100%. Shouldn't have said that in the public. So I'm already with you on that.
Regular season end and they get in a playoff, you're supposed to get rejuvenated. Like this is a whole new me, whole new you. Like we need to get ready. And that's part of that card.
And see, this is the problem. Whole new me, whole new you, that didn't happen. That's the problem I have with it. Is you calling out a guy who was rejuvenated when it counted, played through the injuries and had the hustle and consistent effort when it counted. I didn't like the fact that you talking like you was that guy And I'm upset because I've actually done the work. I've went line by line like you asked. Micah, you told all of us, Cowboy Nation, I dare y'all to go look at the film on my effort. I said, okay, let me do it. And I'm going to be fair. And if I'm being fair, your first half was solid. Your second half was womp. So that all that talk of, yeah, you need to be rejuvenated, that's just talk because it didn't match what you did. And I don't like you going after a guy, especially when he starts saying this.
Regular season end and they get in a playoff, you're supposed to get rejuvenated. Like, this is a whole new me, whole new you. Like, we need to get ready. And that's part of that culture stuff where I was talking about, where I want to dive into the players that we got to change. Like,
what?
You should.
We diving into the players that we need to change, bro. The players we need to change.
Culture stuff where I was talking about, where I want to dive into the players that we got to change. Like,
what?
You should never go into a game like I'm tired, like I'm ready to go home, because that's exactly what's going to happen.
But he didn't. That's the problem. He didn't. You did. So when I look at what you saying, you right. Going after him on what he said, I agree with you. But when you start talking about culture, I don't agree with you, because culturally, everybody needed to follow Tank's effort and not your effort. That's my opposition.
So where I'll push back, Tank is our leader, bro. He said the comment. He said that they was tired. You know what I'm saying?
I agree that he shouldn't have said it. I agree with that.
So Micah would not be asked this question if Tank did not say this statement.
True.
So I think what Micah was trying to say is, like, when it's the playoff time, everybody should be rejuvenated. Everybody should be on go.
But he wasn't.
He wasn't, right? Nobody was, though. It was the whole
Tank was.
Bro, Tank, I mean, he played decent, but it wouldn't make no difference. They all folded out there. The secondary, the linebackers, everybody was folding out there, y'all. It wasn't like DeMarcus Lawrence had this dominant performance and everybody else didn't show up. Bro, they all didn't show up. Offense, defense. And I think that's the hard part that Cowboys Nation cannot understand. We just got beat all across the board. You know what I'm saying? All across the board. Only person really much showed up, you could say Jake Ferguson and Michael Gallup just showed up to the party hella late. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like DeMarcus Lawrence, he's our veteran leader. Everyone's asking who's the leader of this defense. I say D-Law.
Yeah.
You come out and say these comments. If D-Law never says this comment of us being tired, if he would have took ownership and say, you know what, Green Bay was the best team out that day, I didn't have my team ready as being the leader. That was accountability. But when you say we tired, you had Stephon Gilmore, Brandon Cooks all shaking their head like, hell no. Nah. Like that's it's a lazy excuse, which we all agree on.
No, and I agree. And see, I already started with that agreement, though, Tuck. I started with that agreement that he shouldn't have said that. But did we also know Tank is not good at, he's not swift to mouth.
but Mike is supposed to be, though?
Yeah. When it come down to all of what he said, like, okay, and this is the thing. When it come to Tank, this is my issue with Tank. I agree. You are the person that keep the microphone away from him. But when it comes down to how he plays, everybody should be following him. That's my point. You know what I mean? And I don't like how the guy who basically took plays off on effort in the second half is talking to the guy who didn't and saying, I want to change the culture. No, bro, you change the culture by the way you play, not what you say. And that's the thing I don't like.
That guy said something. Now, it had been different if Micah Parsons on the podcast is talking willy-nilly with CD and was like, man, you know, I wish Tank would have stepped up more or something like that. That's a different scenario. This situation's only being brought up because your leaders jumped out the window and talked about being tired in a wild card game, boss.
No, but this the deal. Tank shouldn't have even included himself in that. He really should have talked like Micah did, because Micah said, I don't know about y'all. See, if Tank would have had that, well, you know what happened is, hey man, I don't know, but listen, I don't know about them. Like, there is a tone that some of us here as selfish, because it's a lot of talk about Dan Quinn being at fault, corners being at fault. You know, it's a lot of finger pointing, and I see a lot of finger pointing happening, and it's not just him. I see finger pointing happening across a lot of these Cowboy players, and I don't like it. Right. That's my opposition to it.
Right.
Can I jump in this fight? Can I jump in?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I was gonna say this, right? Because we talked about Micah, and a lot of people are saying Micah's throwing Tank under the bus here. But Stephon Gilmore really came out first, said the exact same thing, but in a softer way, from a championship pedigree. You know what I'm saying? Having championship DNA. He was able to say the same thing. He even said there's some young guys, I think in another interview, that can't take criticism.
He did.
I'm not sure who they talk about, but somebody lying here.
No.
And Stephon Gilmore really saying the same thing Micah is, but
they not saying the same thing, though, DMV.
I was gonna say, to your point, he could be talking about Micah when he talk about the young guys can't take criticism. But why do you feel like they're not saying the same thing?
Because the first part they saying the same thing, that he shouldn't have said it. That's where everybody agree, including me. We all agree he shouldn't have said that. It was a fumble. It was a ball drop. He took it to another level when he started talking about that's the culture that I need to change. And he started talking about as if you gotta change Tank, like gotta get rid of. He started putting extra emphasis on stuff that Gilmore and them did not. Now Gilmore did look like, no, bro, that's not it. And they was like, we all tired. Yeah. So on terms of that specific point, everybody agree he shouldn't have said it. My thing is he said more than that, and he kept going, and worse, he was not the example that he's talking like he is.
But Tank said he was tired. You know what I'm saying? So if Big Game said, James says, I was tired on the draft show, right? It's like, okay, well, it's up to me to make sure that the final word draft show that everybody's up to. But he said he was tired, even though Big Game might have gave his all, but he said he was tired. So I'm going off what he said. I highly doubt that Micah went back and watched that Green Bay film and watched what DeMarcus Lawrence was doing.
No, I certainly did. I'm certain he did.
And watch what D-Law was doing.
I'm a 1,000,000% certain, because in them position rooms, everybody get coached in front of everybody on film.
Right.
So that's the thing that's tripping me out about Micah is the lack of self-awareness. How do you talk as if you was the man when you was not? Now, the first half, I ain't got no problem with Micah. The second half, I went line by line. I got a problem with that. I got a problem with you saying stuff that your actions did not do. You talking like, man, you know, when it's me, man, you got to get rejuvenated. I didn't see rejuvenated in you, big dog. I didn't.
Because on the interview that Big Game watched with him and CD, he took accountability. He's like, I got to be better. It starts with me. He's like, I need to step up and be a leader. He took accountability. CD took accountability. That clip you're showing was after that. They already took accountability. I
didn't see him take play accountability. I might have missed that. And if I missed that,
yeah, on the CD interview, they both. I mean, that's why I was saying the Jim's were coming from. He's like, I'm accountable.
Because his talk when it turned to accountability was not accountability, because to me he told all the fans, man, y'all go watch the film. If like,
nah, you missed it. You gotta watch. You gotta watch the.
No, he actually said that. That part he said. I put it in the thumbnail.
Right.
That part he said, like he was justifying his game versus Green Bay, like he left it all out there, and he was like, I dare basically Cowboy Nation to go watch the film. So I was like, I'm gonna take you up on that challenge.
That was before the Super Bowl. So if you go back and you watch The Edge, I'm not sure if you got the clips, but he was saying, he's like, I gotta be better. Like he was like, I gotta be better. I gotta be a leader. I need to step up. So even if Dak throws that interception, I need to be like, okay, we're gonna get the ball back. He's like, that's where I can be better. I take full accountability.
He even threw people under the bus with that, because he said, you know, because it wasn't Dak's fault that Tank jumped off sides, and it wasn't Dak's fault. But bro, stop naming these boys names. That's what I would say. Stop. Listen, if it's not you, don't say your teammates' names. I think that's bad leadership.
But Tank just said we was tired. He didn't say I was tired. He said we.
He shouldn't have even included himself in that to me.
So why are we holding Micah to a different leadership standard than we holding DeMarcus Lawrence?
I'm not. I'm saying he shouldn't. I'm saying Tank did a bad job of falling on the sword. He was clumsy. Because he tried to do the Dak, in my opinion, which we all know Dak be taking blame for stuff that's not his fault. He do it all the time. Tank tried it, and he greatly, in my opinion,
how long has he been in the NFL? Bro, you know you can't say my team was tired before the playoffs. Like it doesn't even resonate. Like
I don't think he quick like that. That's the same Tank that told the media I would slap the hell out of y'all, man.
But you just know. You just know.
I just think he articulated right.
I think he articulated. That's what I think it is.
Yeah, I think mentally he might have been better than physically tired.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It could be the same case with Micah.
Right.
Let's talk about. I didn't mean to cut you off, DMV.
You good.
No, go ahead.
It could be the same case with Micah, because the other side that it could be with Micah, it could be where Micah was trying to be a leader, right? So if you trying to be a leader, then you go call people out or think that's the right thing to do, when I'm saying that's not the right thing to do. You know what I'm saying? To where, yes, Micah does get the same grace, that it doesn't have to be assumed that it's nefarious. Like my boy Len, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to reach that far. I can just say, I don't like the fact that you did it when your efforts didn't match your energy.
Right.
Can we say this though? I mean, let's look at Tank, right? We look at Tank as the leader, but who led Tank when Tank came in? You know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, having somebody who's been through the fire, who's been through winning, who's been through deep runs. Who led him? Nobody. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mike is going through the same thing. When I heard Gilmore talk, I heard more from somebody who's been through some fire.
Yeah.
And I felt that. You know what I'm saying? Right now, with Micah, with D-Law, we're hearing guys where the blind are leading the blind. So that's probably why it sounds off to us. And it sounds like it's a lot of finger pointing because these guys haven't been led by people who've been through anything.
Right.
I'd like to have
Good
Gilmore
point.
back just for that.
Yeah.
You know?
Good point.
Because
Big.
we lean on Dak. Go ahead, Big. I said we lean on Dak for all of our leadership.
That's so true. And they said that too. They said that, and I agree with you on that, Tuck. Big, we've been hogging, bro.
Oh, it's cool. I just been listening to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping. But, you know, I already said it about Tank that I felt like, well, number one, I told Ben said, keep that microphone out of his face. Ben said that about Tank. Because case in point, when Dallas beat the Philadelphia Eagles, what the first thing they do? They want to put the microphone in Tank's face and, well, how you feel about that Eagles game? Oh yeah, we smashed them, we destroyed them, we killed them, we made them quit, we made them do this. Like, be quiet. Like, you doing all this talking like, yo, we the baddest. You come out there and say that, and then what happened with Buffalo a few weeks later, you get stomped and ran all over. Then I don't hear all that energy. You get what I'm saying? So I don't want him talking. You the guy that's supposed to just play and not really talk. You're not good in the microphone. You don't give good interviews. You just don't,
true.
bro.
It's just true, bro.
You don't give good interviews at all.
It's
Some people are not good in the mic.
For real,
some people should not have the mic.
Get the mic away from him.
So if you ever ask anything about the heartbeat of the team, that's the person not to ask. There's certain people that lead. It's just the truth.
It's true. It is true.
It's the truth.
It is true.
Certain people lead by example.
Right.
And certain people lead, they can talk to you and they can motivate you and then they can put it on the field and do it. There's certain people like that. Tank is one of the people that lead by example. He lead by the hard work. When you see him on the field, you follow his hard work, and that's how you follow him. You don't follow by what he be saying. You be following by his hard work. What I feel the case with Micah is, as far as that throwing under the bus thing, I see what both ends of what both of you guys are saying. I see the part where I think Micah, sometimes you do talk too much. And sometimes I feel like when you're saying the way he was pushing that energy, it was seeming like, well, the way you pushing that energy was like you had 13 tackles, you had 3 sacks and 2 forced fumbles in that game, and you did not do anything in that game.
Right.
And a lot of times in these games, it's true. I've seen it this year, and I'm just showing both sides. I'm gonna get to your side too, Tuck and DMV. But I've seen this year where Micah is quick to deflect the blame. and quick to
Right.
deflect. Oh, that ain't me. That them. I'm doing my job.
He did
Well,
it the
you supposed-
foots.
I mean, he did. He you feel me? He did it when that in that Arizona game. That was the big. I did a video right after the Arizona game because they was asking, "Well, what's up with the other guys, Micah?" And he said,
I just said
that
the
ain't
edge.
me. Yeah, I'm supposed to do my job. I can't worry about everybody else. I got to worry about what I'm doing. Well, if you're supposed to be the leader, because now you're on your podcast and you're talking this and that. Well, you got to be the leader all the time. It ain't when you pick and choose. It ain't when you feel good. And if you gonna talk like you yelling, bruh, everybody's gonna have all eyes on me. So if you're running your mouth like that, then buddy, you better bring it every single time. That's just the truth. Everybody can agree with that. That's just the truth. You got to bring it. If you talking the talk, you got to walk the walk, and you didn't do it. So you really shouldn't have said nothing about really Tank in that aspect because you didn't really bring it either. And they should, like I said, Tank should have never came out. They should have just never had him on the interview. They did that on purpose. They must have set Dallas up and said, let's get Lawrence on there because he don't know what he's saying. He gonna say something crazy.
It was because of that Walter Man Payton the year. Walter
Okay.
Payton.
Well, they must have knew he ain't good with the mic, so they said, let's ask you this question and let's trick you because you gonna fall for the trick, and he did.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like,
I hold on real quick, y'all. I got a $20 super chat. I do want to let you know that we go take your $20 super chat, big dog. We don't ignore y'all. I just want to let everybody know we got a section of the show where we go stop and take y'all super chats. Go ahead, Tuck.
yeah, I was gonna say, but at the end of the day, Tank only had 2 tackles. If Michael would have put up the same performance as Tank, he still would have got criticized. Period. So I just think, like Big Game is saying, there's a lot of talking, but who do they get that from? The guy upstairs who ain't won nothing in 30 years, who's always talking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like
Ding, ding, ding.
Yep.
Like, always talking, all the interviews, all the radio shows, deflecting all the responsibility of everybody else, no taking no accountability. You learn it from upstairs.
You're right.
And we ain't talked about linebacker yet. So, what would be the things as we wrap up this? First of all, I want to say this. To me, this is the way to the debate. Me and Tuck, I already said we was on different sides of this, and we handled it. You know, nobody tripped. We probably still don't see it the same, but that's okay. It was the way that we handled it. Now, what would y'all say is the lesson from this? I'm gonna go around. Let me start with you, Big.
The lesson from, as in our talk, or just
just this whole debate.
The lesson is you don't have to. I love this. I'm glad you asked this because when you're on Twitter, and even in your own shows, it's really sad that you can't debate somebody or somebody can't have a disagreement with you without saying names. Talking crazy. Are you a dumbass? Are you stupid? Why the hell would you say something stupid like that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like instantly when you say that, dog, I'm instantly ready to get back at you. I'm not ready to talk no football no more. I don't want to talk no football no more. I want to get back at you. I want to say some crazy stuff back to you. And now everything is messed up. We ain't talking about football no more, and just that ain't how grown men supposed to act. But it's hard as honestly a content creator when you are talking, and I ain't saying I'm perfect, but I definitely can debate without being disrespectful. I definitely do that. I don't disrespect nobody when I try to debate them or anything like that because I want the same respect done to me.
Right.
So I love being able to come in this kind of forum because DMV Tuck hit us up and was like, hey man, why don't you save this for the show, dog? Y'all going back and forth because me and DMV was going back and forth on Twitter this morning about left tackle. You know what I'm saying? We had like long ass sentences, you know what I'm saying, going back and forth. And it was and DMV even said, I'm gonna bring that heat when we get on the final word then. And I'm like, well, go ahead, bring it. But it was all fun. We were respectful to each other. We liked each other comments. What he said, I was like, okay, I feel that. But what about this? He's like, okay, I feel that. But what about it? Was good back and forth. We saw each other points, and we still probably may be in a disagreement, but we still saw each other's side, and everything was good. And it gave me a perspective to look at now later on down the line because he said this in a good way for me to keep my mind open to say, well, what about maybe it might be this.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I'll go next. The lessons I will say out of this is, first of all, Tank, Stay away from the mic. It's not your thing. It's just what it is. Sometimes you got to know what your thing is. I'm keeping it real. It might sound like I'm being funny, but I'm just being honest.
Oh, it ain't. You being honest.
It's not your thing, and like and stick with your strengths. And it's what Big said. You lead by example. The good news is that media roll is once a year. God, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Woo, woo. That's number one. Number two, I would say, Michael, be careful, bro. Be very careful, because what you say can and will be used against you in the court of public opinion and contract talks, even if it's false, right? Even if it's false. Like, so I would say to Micah, get counsel, especially if you go in front of the ops like a Stephen A. Go talk to Micah Irvin, right? Go talk to people that's in the media, right? So that they can go ahead and tell you what trap questions and gotcha questions are likely coming and how to properly handle it to where it's not even looked at like you could potentially be throwing your brother under the bus. He could not be doing that at all, but it could look that way. And if it looked that way, they go sell it that way. And they go assume that first. So my next thing I would say to Micah, to be all the way honest, I think it's a bad idea to play with matches while walking through gas. So you trying to get a contract. Every time you do a podcast, you walking through gas. Just being honest with you, right? If you want to play with matches, it can burn you, bro. Just being all the way honest. And I think the safest bet for him in his future and his long-term future, in my opinion, even though I do love his freedom of speech and his honesty and his membership into new media, I think the timing could affect him and will affect him and will be used against him. So like we talked about it before the show, Zach Martin don't get in no trouble, even though he didn't even have his best year. This was probably his worst year, right? But what's the difference? The public loves Zach. That's the difference. Mm-hmm. The public is the perception.
Boss. Yeah. I don't mean to cut you off on that one though, boss. Because they wasn't loving those Zach Martin where he was holding out. They was calling his ass selfish.
No, I saw the opposite. What you mean?
That was Zach Martin was the hold out right before the season
front
started.
office was painting that. The front office was painting that, but the fans.
I'm just saying.
Oh hell no! The fans was
getting
I was
That's
hearing
Captain
now.
America.
Hold up. All I'm saying is when he was talking about balking, they're like, "Oh, how you gonna do this right now, right before the season? Oh, you being selfish." And hold up, now Zach Martin is like the favorite son. Mm-hmm. I will agree with that. Because I heard you guys before the show started, and me and Boss talked about it too as well, Tuck, when we were talking about I would look at offers. I told Boss I would look for offers for Zach Martin. I would look for offers. And people was getting mad at me because I said, shit, if they gave me 2 first rounders, bye.
Right.
If they gave me some high picks for Zach, bye. You're on out of here. But Dallas don't do that. And that's the problem.
We're too nice. We too nice.
Yeah, you want to know Jerry? You know Jerry cursed him out.
I mean, don't Jerry cursed him out? He should speak out.
Sorry,
who? No. Go ahead, DMV.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, Jerry apparently spoke out and said he wasn't giving them an effing penny. And what he end up doing? Giving them a new deal.
Sure did.
That's part of the problem right there.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Told everybody in the building, I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that, and you end up doing it.
Yep.
And guess what? That's one of our leaders right there. Everybody saw you cave in.
Go look at Zach Martin cap hit too.
Right there.
Go look at his cap hit for this year.
Bro, with me and Paul about Zach Martin,
but we was getting to the lessons from this because I wanted to kind of look for the solutions. No, you good, bro. I like you know I'm cool with that. I'm gonna go with you, Tuck.
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of echo what DMV, I said, even though we disagree, the thing about our content community, we ain't afraid to turn our cameras on and just talk it out.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the biggest problem with Twitter, right? So even if me and Boss had this disagreement on Twitter, my peanut gallery and his peanut gallery would have made it a lot worse than what it needed to be.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes as men, is you just get on the phone, talk it out. I still don't agree. I still don't agree what he just said about walking with matches. With me, Mike could burn this thing down because Dak Prescott don't say a damn word. They play with him. Amari Cooper don't say a damn word. They play with him. Micah has all the leverage. You're the best player in the NFL when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. They need you. So yeah, go play in the All-Star game. And this is what I learned from Micah Parsons. You can sign every autograph. You can be as bubbly and interactive with every fan and do everything the right way. But as soon as you do something that people don't agree with, and that's going for us content creators too, they will turn on you. So live your best life, bro. Go out there and get that MVP trophy for the All-Star game. They're going to complain. They're going to complain whether if you start a Twitch
go out there and be pessimistic. Go out there and be pessimistic, Big Dave. Go out there and say they pull an S. Tell me,
damn if you do. So remember, right? So remember what the original criticism was on Micah after the Green Bay game, that he didn't hop on his podcast immediately. It was like, okay, where is he now? Why is he not responding, right? So people were poking at him to jump on his podcast and speak. Then he jumps on his podcast and speak. Everyone has a problem with it, right? You know what I'm saying? CJ Stroud is the franchise quarterback of the Houston Texans. He played in the same game. Nobody said a peep. Jonathan Hankins podcast. No one says a peep. Everybody wants Micah Parsons to be more like Fred Warner, who has a podcast. Nobody says a peep. It's just the stigma of playing for the Dallas Cowboys because Micah is doing everything he did exactly this time last year. It's just that we got dog walk versus the Packers and people are upset. So I get it, y'all. But we have to be able to handle loss. Like I said, I love this part about our community. If you have a disagreement, turn the cameras, talk it out. We ain't got to go back and forth on Twitter. And I know whether it's Big Game, DMV, Law, whoever, Boss, they have stacked facts to show their point. I knew Boss was going to have some audio clips. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I knew he was going to have some clips.
You already knew.
Versus randomly jumping out the window. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I love about it. And it's like, okay, agree to disagree, but I'll respect your opinion.
Right.
That's what's about.
And that's sometimes that's going to happen. People got to know that sometimes you're going to have people just don't agree. That's right. Just accept it. It's just what it is. So, DMV, what's the lesson from this?
Oh, I didn't say my
lesson that I.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Because you sure didn't give your lesson.
And my lesson from this quickly is that we got to allow our young stars to become leaders. You know what I'm saying? I think we're trying to force them into it too early. And a lot of people think because you're the best player, you're naturally a leader. Remember, it took Zeke was a bigger mess up than Micah was when he was young. You know what I'm saying? But it took him a while to become a leader. He had to grow. He had to become a made man first. It's the same thing with Micah. It's going to be the same thing with CD. It's going to be the same thing with Dick. We look up here. They're going to be kind of older. And some of the things that was cool to them, it's going to, you know what I'm saying, kind of fade away. And they're going to be about leading this team to a championship. But you got to allow them to grow. I mean, hell, Dak was in the club when he was a rookie. And people was mad about that. You know what I'm saying? Allow these players to grow. And I think we'll have some good leaders, eventually. But we'll see what happens next season.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of what Tuck said, and I kind of wrote it in my notebook, hierarchy of leadership is not where it needs to be right now. That's what I've learned from this. You got from a defensive unit that had one of the worst performances probably in playoff history, you got 3-4 different people saying 3-4 different things, and that's how they went out there on the field and played. You know what I'm saying? You got young people that don't listen to the older guys. You got the older guys who feel like everybody's tired. And then you got the guy who did win a championship sitting back. And I don't know if he feels like because he hasn't been around long enough that he can say anything. So right now it looks like we have a team that's not on the same accord. And they need to get on the same accord. The leadership isn't there yet. And maybe adding Zimmer offers that on the defensive side of the ball. I don't know if it does or not. But I feel like what this team is right now, it's not lining up leadership-wise for what we need it to be.
Yeah.
Now, maybe you can say the tone is set from the front office all the way down because there's no accountability. And in order to have leadership, you need accountability. But the only thing that I've learned really is we ain't nowhere near ready yet.
Not.
Yeah, we ain't ready yet, bro. Y'all seen Luke Cage? You still ain't ready. That's what we.
Hey,
you still ain't ready, Carl.
I know we supposed to be wrapping this up and go on the linebacker, but I want to add one more thing. Front office has failed these players.
Mm-hmm.
It made me think of something. You remember when we had Terrence Williams on No Final Word? I asked him, because remember he got caught up because he raced his homeboy at the strip club that it ended up being on TMZ. And I asked him, I say, bro, what does the Cowboys do to prepare y'all for walking? Because that's what I'm calling walking on gas, where everything that can happen with them is flammable. You know what I mean? That's what I mean by that. Like, it's always risky for any one of the Cowboys to say or do anything. And he said, no, they don't do anything. They don't prepare us for that. So why? So when you see Tank out there fumbling,
right?
When you see Micah, in my opinion, out there fumbling,
Tony Pollard, when Dan Quinn leave, bruh.
Your organization, what did they do to prepare y'all for the gasoline? Because to me, they all walking on gas, not just Micah. Mm-hmm. Just being a Dallas Cowboy is walking on gasoline. It's just, are you playing with matches? So I just want to say that real quick before we go to linebacker. All right.
And the people who survive don't talk besides Dak Prescott. Zach Martin don't talk. Tyron Smith just don't talk. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but you gotta get prepared.
Stop saying you the healthiest you've been in
right,
ever.
Right. That's the only time you say something. I'm the healthiest I've been in my career. Okay, copy and paste.
Okay.
I think that was a good debate, though, man. Good, healthy debate. Me and Tuck still friends.
I unfollowed. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't unfollow Tuck and
followed.
You know, vice versa. All right, we good. Everybody, we good. Okay. So listen, y'all. Now we finna get into what we came here for. We got some thoughts. So Tuck, we gonna kick it off with you, bro. With your thoughts on linebackers. I know we got some film over here too. DMV, whatever film you got, email it to me and I'll cue it in. But I just
already did, bro.
You already did? Okay.
Should be in your email. Yeah.
Okay. I'll pull it up as Tuck going through his thing. So, where did you want to start, Tuck?
Ooh-wee. Okay, we gotta go about the gate. So, I feel like the linebacker position is a position of importance when it comes to this NFL draft, which is exciting because that's my favorite position, right? But I think that there's a huge void because our linebacker room got depleted. So I've been diving heavy into linebacker. Now, I know a lot of Cowboys fans, they're looking for this big, bruising, physical, 246-pound middle linebacker that can take on double team blocks, which I can kind of understand. But from a scheme standpoint, I want the best player available. And I know a lot of people are saying, hey, we got Overshown. I hope he returns. I hope he's healthy, but we saw the same thing happen with Jabril Cox, where he wasn't the same. So I'm not going to count Overshown as he's going to be the Overshown that we know prior to injury. So when it comes to the players that I'm looking at instant out of the box impact. Guys that don't have to be coached up because I don't trust Scott McCurley. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Guys that I can put them on the field today and put a battery in their back and tell them to go. And when it comes to that player, one of my top players, I just did the film breakdown of him, is Edgerrin Cooper out of Texas A&M. Man, it was so funny because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, normally we don't prep for these shows, y'all. Like, we don't talk before these shows, right?
We don't.
So DMV texted me. He was like, bro. And I was like, dog, don't even say it. He was like, Edgerrin Cooper is nasty. I'm like, bro, I'm cutting this video right now. He's disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, he stays on go. He is revved up. He's about 6'2", 230, but lives in the backfield, y'all. High motor, attitude, toughness, physicality. He can drop back in zone coverage. And I tell people, when I speak highly about players like this, it's for a reason, right? So I'll just let y'all know. I follow him on Instagram, so we official now. You know what I'm saying? But this guy can definitely stay on go. He's going to be probably more of your weak side linebacker, but you can kind of move him around. And we know that Zim likes to do that kind of that A-gap mug. But, man, look at the closing speed on this player. The athleticism, the sideline speed, and he's only 20 years old. I think he's 20.
Yeah.
I think wait, is he 20? Is he 20? Let me see. Let me double check that. No, he's 20, 22, something like that. But yeah, he's still young. He's still a young prospect. He's a junior, right? But he stays on go. The closing speed, he had 10 sacks. He had 5 quarterback hits. Like, he can do a lot of different things. He lives in the backfield. I mean, look at that play, boss. Like, off the edge, just nasty. And this is versus Alabama. This ain't St. Mary's.
No, he nasty. He very nasty.
He is filthy. This was the player that got me to jump out of my seat and get excited about this linebacker class. And if you compare him and put him on the same defense with the Micah Parsons, think about the weaponry that Denver can have with this defense. But he is definitely one of my favorite linebacker prospects in this class, Edgerrin Cooper out of Texas A&M.
Where you rank him, and then we gonna go around and get y'all thoughts on him as well. What do you rank him? And it's early. We not holding you to it because all our ranks can change. Just it's early.
It's hard for me because another guy that I'm talking about, and I'll probably let Big Game talk about him. I love him just as much. It's just the age and the injury concern. So without that, I'm putting Edgerrin over him, and that's the only reason why. But so he's my number one linebacker in this year's class.
Edgerrin is your number one?
He's my number one as of right now. Yeah, and I guess it's due to medicals and age for another prospect I'll let Big Game James talk about.
Okay. Did you have any thoughts on that, guys? Edgerrin Cooper.
I think Tuck knocked it out the park, man. And the things that I look at for linebacker are instinct, eyes, and physicality. And he checks all 3 of those things right there. I wrote it a couple of weeks ago. I said, man, that Alabama film is nothing short of amazing. Then I watched the Ole Miss film, and I thought the same exact thing. People, they see that he's 230, and I had somebody write to me earlier saying, you know, Zim likes big guys. Well, he plays big. I don't care like what your size is. I don't care what your measurables show me. His heart shows me, and the tape shows me against great competition that he's here to stay. He's going to make an impact for somebody out there. Look at him. As you're looking at the clips, he's moving at a different speed than everybody else is moving at.
Yeah,
I mean, it's hard if you're watching this tape. It's hard not to watch 45 on this tape, bro.
Yeah,
it's hard not
to.
So yeah, for sure. So in my mind, and this might be a little early in saying this, bro, I would take him at 24. I would. I think that he has first round linebacker at the end of the first round all over him, bro. Early second round, first round. That's where I stand.
Woo, man. I was just looking at him take on that running back.
Yeah, he's not afraid. Like I said, even though I understand, like, he has kind of that basketballish frame, but that's the same thing that a lot of people are trying to find the next Fred Warner. And Fred Warner kind of had that same frame. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I'm with DMV. I want to see, when I look at linebackers, do you have a motor? Do you stay on go? And this kid stays on go from snap one to the very last snap.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? There was no low. There was nothing. Like, it was just revved up. And I'm just like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. It's right there.
That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for.
Let me jump in real quick, and I'm going to pass the Big. One of the things that I love about doing shows with all you guys is that we don't share our list until the day of the show, right?
Right.
And I always notice as I'm putting the show together, the guys that's overlapping, if that makes sense, right? The guys to where we're all seeing the same things without talking to each other. That's always a good sign to me. You know, I would imagine that's like being in a scouting room where all of us had to do our job, but we all have the same guys somewhere at the top. And he's one of those guys. I just want to say that real quick. Go ahead, Big.
Basically what Tuck and DMV said, Tuck really did knock it out the park. This was my actual first time I did a video on him today as well. And this was the game that I actually saw because I went through just his tapes, his tackles, just kind of, see and I like to go against the competition, who they play against, because that's where you can really find how good they really are, is their competition that they're playing against. And just like he said, this is like the first series. This is literally like the first series of this game, and you're like,
it never
the
stopped.
first three series, I'm like, holy damn, that's right here. This is the sack he got. He had 3 sacks in this game. He had 11 tackles in this game. He had like 3 tackles. He had a forced fumble and 3 tackles for loss in this game. But right here, this is what excited me. Watch this. Watch how he just sits here and watch this part right here. Watch how he sits. Watch the explosion. Watch that closing speed.
He closed.
That closing speed is ridiculous. That right
ridiculous.
there.
I thought it glitched.
And this is where he blasts him on the fumble. And oh boy didn't get up for a little bit. He was laying there. His back was hurting. So he felt all that pain on that hit. But this is what I want to say about him. Is that Micah, if we're talking about Micah playing some linebacker as well, he needs a linebacker that can complement him. He does not have that right now. He does not have that Batman Robin. He don't have that second guy. Like when we was talking about the Baltimore Ravens, when you saw Patrick Queen and then Roquan Smith, when you are and Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw, right? It's 2 of them. It's not just one. Yeah. It's 2 of them. And that's what makes that defense so damn good, because it's 2 of them dogs. And when you see this guy right here, that's 2 dogs. He can drop in coverage. You can send him off the edge, because if you notice, he plays a lot on the edge as well. So he's an ultimate blitzer. So what you were talking about with how Mike Zimmer likes to run that defense in disguise on that blitz, that's a guy. You got him and Micah right there. What? That's a tandem that you're killing. And I see where the only thing I would say is maybe a little negative with them that I seen was sometimes he goes too fast and he tends to overrun the plays and might miss a tackle. I think you showed where the running back came past him and he missed a couple tackles because he's going so fast. Sometimes he's got to slow it down at the last minute because he may overrun that play. The running back gets past him and a big game happens. That's something that he may, but that can be coached. So that's not something I'm concerned about. But what I will say this though, before I get off of him, he was invited to the East Shrine game, and he declined at the last minute to play in that game. He did interview, and I just listened to some things out there from other people, and they just said that he didn't interview well, displayed a little bit of a suspect attitude, and so they were just kind of questions. So those are things I don't care. No, you can give me that all you want to.
I'm doing that to them, Big, not you.
Okay.
I'm doing that to the people that because they get on my nerves. It's always people ignore film and he got an attitude. Shut up! How do he play?
Don't do that, boss.
Exactly.
That's true. Don't do that. I understand that, but we were saying that with Kelvin Joseph. I'm gonna bring him up. They were saying red flags and attitudes, and we still said no. He's so athletic. He can do this and he can do that. And what the hell happened? So I do listen to it, and then I listen to what they say, and then I go for myself, and then I look at it.
That's true.
But those things are real, and red flags are real, and we have to look at those.
That's facts. I ain't gonna fight you on facts, bro. Yeah. I did also have one concern because I co-signed all the positives that I heard from everybody. The one concern that I saw was strength. I saw a lack of strength in his film. I think that's something that's going to develop over time. I think Tuck is right. He's young enough to where his man body can catch up, and that might not be a concern at all. But that would be maybe my only knock on him. I see first round talent, first round intensity, bottom of the first. I still gave him a second round grade. More so based on the talent of the group, though. It's the talent of the ground.
Yeah, for sure.
It's the talent.
You know what also, boss? If you look at the drafts, if you look at the draft picks from last year, the linebackers, it was only one linebacker, I believe, went in the first round. I believe that was Campbell, I think, went to from Iowa. Detroit. Jack Campbell went to Detroit. But all the other top linebackers were third and fourth rounders. So that's something that I looked at, is that a lot of those linebackers weren't drafted high, even though they were good linebackers. So to your point, that's something that can maybe bode well. That athletic ability oozes, and I think that's what pushes him in that first round. And you get what I'm saying? Where somebody may say, we're going to take him because that athletic ability is crazy. He reminds me of somebody. But he could definitely be a second rounder, and I would love for him to slide personally to that 56, and I'd be geeked if you could get him right there.
Right.
That's just the first one. Jesus.
And we'll talk about it because I feel like with this wide receiver class, it's going to be a lot more luxurious than it was last year.
Yeah.
All them wide receivers push a lot of talent. You know what I'm saying?
Down.
Some of these tackles.
Yep.
Yeah, he could be. He maybe he doesn't hit the 56, but he could be in second round trade up scenario. But you know, we ain't gonna be aggressive. But
Right. Yeah.
but man,
Right.
he jumped out the seat, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember last year when I talked about Ivan, I got that same feel when I talked about Edger, man. He's on go. Right.
All right, y'all. We going with now DMV. We going around a circle, man. Kind of going in random orders. So I know you got your guys in here, DMV. The guy that you brought us some free agents. Did you do film on them?
I didn't do film on them, but I did the film on the draft people. But I didn't do film on the free.
Let's
agents.
at least talk
But
about
I
your
can't-
free agents. Let's just do let's just kind of share in this real quick. Your free agent thoughts.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. So I had 4 free agents, and like you guys, like we talked about in the green room, I started at the bottom of the barrel, and then I came
Bottom of the
all
barrel.
the way up to the top. Yeah, exactly. But I mean, up the list, like Frankie Louvu from Carolina, he's obviously the best one, but we ain't getting him, dog.
God.
We ain't getting him.
Right.
He costs too much money. It costs too much money, dog.
Oh, shit.
But some serious guys though, like Sion Taki from the Browns, number 44, man. So I did some recon. I looked at some Cleveland Browns, content creators, reporters and stuff like that, and they actually want him back. His value his value of what he's probably going to demand on the market is very, very low. I was looking at the market value at maybe like $2 million or something like that. But he's a guy that can play Mike. He primarily plays Sam, but when you watch him play, he's a guy that's communicating a lot. And they say that he's very, very valuable to that defense. So, that came from the Browns, where their linebacker play was really good. That's a defensive unit over there that plays the tough nose type football that we need. And what I talk about with linebackers, instinct, eyes, and physicality, he has all 3 of those things. And I'm not going to say he has championship pedigree, but it's a start. You know what I'm saying? Getting a real linebacker in the building and at a manageable price.
Yeah.
The other guy had Willie Gay from Kansas City. I'm pretty sure Tuck is very, very familiar with Willie Gay. And I think that his market value is going to be pretty low too. I know that he played a lot of will for them, does a lot of good things laterally and in coverage. Again, he's a guy that has linebacker qualities, instinct, eyes, physicality, but he has championship pedigree. That's the most important thing for me. So if you're going to be able to get him at a manageable price, and he can come into the locker room, right now where nobody knows what winning is, nobody knows what deep runs look like. He's a guy that can come in and help you with that instead of going bargain basement shopping for these bad teams like we've been doing in the past with free agency. And then lastly, Oren Burks from San Francisco, number 48. So he impressed me actually in the Eagles game. The game where they exposed Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I'm shooting shots at the Eagles. But when Greenlaw got kicked out of that game, Oren Burks stepped in and they didn't miss a beat. As a matter of fact, the Eagles, they pretty much shut down the Eagles team that was hot at the time, and they showed everybody how to beat him. But Oren Burks was very physical. He dropped in coverage. He didn't have as great of a Super Bowl, but he's a guy obviously that knows what the linebacker room is supposed to look like. Again, we're talking value and what you get. You're adding him to your linebacker room, getting real linebackers in Dallas. So the way that I would do this free agency process is either you get a big free agent like Frankie Louvu from Carolina, or go ahead and get you 2 of these guys that are great bargains, and then you draft a linebacker still. That way we're rebuilding our linebacker room with real linebackers. That's all I got.
All right, man, we go into see, and this is the beautiful thing. His number 1 linebacker was also Adrian Cooper, so we already dealt with that one. So we go to your next one, which obviously we gonna be able to put film with this. And this is another one as you kind of compiling the list. You start seeing the overlap of eyes. You know what I mean? You start seeing where people seeing it the same that's not talking to each other. So let's start going around talking about Wilson. We're gonna start with you, Big.
All right, so I'll be first to tell you that Tuck turned me on to Wilson. Tuck was on it, showing a lot of videos about him, and it really piqued my interest. And then actually I got to go to the Senior Bowl and he was there, so it was really good for me to have him up close and personal. I got a great interview with him. You can go check that. I actually dropped a video, so go check out that interview I had with him. The thing I love about him is when he said in his interview, I take every play like it's my last. He ain't lying. He is not lying when he says he plays every rep, everything like it's his last. He plays like that. Man's on fire. Dude had like 138 tackles, like 6 sacks, 3 picks, and he only had 3 games where he had under 10 tackles. You feel me? Dude was hitting like 13, 14, 16. Dude is everywhere. He has the ability to I love his coverage ability. That's what I really love about him. The dude can cover. He can drop in the flats. He can go with your tight end. He can go with your running back. He's got the speed to do those things, and he's all the way over the field. Quick, aggressive. You can blitz him. And if you look at his size, he's not a big dude. He's really about 238 pounds, right? But he ain't scared to stick his nose up in them. You know how we saw Damone Clark and we side tackling, we was frustrated, not being physical enough. Well, for this dude's size, that's not him. That's not what he does, and that's not how he plays. He plays all out with effort, and he has everything. He's like kind of a Swiss Army knife. I don't know if he comes right in the NFL as a 3-down guy, but he's a guy, you guys, that you bring on a 3rd down, blitz him. He's a guy that you come in and surprise out of nowhere. He's that Swiss Army knife right now. My only problem with him is obviously the injuries, right? He had a torn shoulder. He had an injury to his knee. He had multiple injuries. So the injury bug is real. And we know how some guys can get healthy in college, and when they get to the NFL, they get hurt all the time. So that's a big fear for me here. But also, I watched the Miami game. He had 16 tackles in that game. But the only thing I was watching was concerning me was when guys got their hands on him, they were taking him out to play. They were putting him in the ground. Okay, so that was concerning. I mean, there were tight ends that were moving him, locking onto him, and he was not getting off of that lock. Understand what I'm saying? When there were linemen touching him through the trash, he was getting mowed through on the trash. So that's concerning me. And when I was standing to him, I ain't no big dude, but I was looking at him like, you kind of slim, dog. You feel me? You kind of slim. I love how you go hard, but you slim. And when you get into that league, they got to find the right position for you to be good, because if you put him in the wrong positions, I don't think he's going to be good, and he's going to suffer for that.
Yeah, I agree with everything in that big game. Like, if it wasn't for the injury bug, he would probably be my number 1 linebacker. He was the first one that I broke down. And it was that very first play that you showed, boss.
Let me go to it.
I think it's at the very first, this play right here. Like, this is you can't coach this. You know what I'm saying? This is pursuit. This is all the way across the field. This is hunger, pursuit. Like, this is the things that gets me excited about you as a process. And he can do a lot of different things. He has the speed, athleticism, everything that Big Game said. Like I said, he does it. He's not going to be your built for tough linebacker. So if you're getting all those combo blocks and pulling guards and tackles, that's not really his game. But if you want someone who's revved up, once again, that I know if I put him out there, he's going to give me everything he has. Like, I'm not going to question. He's going to give you everything he has. It's definitely going to be Peyton. But it's just with that injury, you know what I'm saying? It's hard because I get LVE flag, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard. But here's why I was telling Rome about this. This is my guy, Rome Cowboys fan talk. If he can give me 1 year, you know what I'm saying? He worth it.
Wait!
You know what I'm saying?
You tripping. You tripping. Big time tripping.
You tripping, Doug.
I mean, hell, we didn't get nothing from our draft class last year. So give me one good solid year, bro.
Yeah, for real, man.
I ain't gonna hit him, bro. Tuck been cooking too long. I ain't gonna hit him, bro. He take them buttons serious, man. He trying to keep that streak alive. But I gotta give it to him, man. He earned it. Had to get you, man. You finally earned it.
He's that damn talented, though, man. You know what I'm saying? So he could be a rental or hell. You know what I'm saying? We desperate. We ain't got no linebackers. You know what I'm saying? So hell, it's a start. But man, I love this kid. I love this kid. Like I said, when I watch Big Game's interview with him at the Senior Bowl, he says, "Yeah, I had some injuries, but that's why I play every game or every down like it's my last." And he definitely he embodies that, and it definitely shows out in the film.
I want to kind of keep the overlap discussion going because that makes us very consistent and easy for us to get through this content. Another guy that kept popping up on everybody's list.
Let's get mad. Let's exit the chat.
So let me go with you, Tuck, because this is a guy that you really, really pushing, and then we will go around a circle on this.
Yeah, and I tell Cowboys fans, like, listen, the linebacker that a lot of y'all are asking for, you're not going to want. And it's not because of talent, it's because of the
stripes.
the logo on the helmet. Like,
it's a nasty taste over there.
Yeah, it's a nasty taste in Cowboys fans' mouth. And when I dropped the film session, it's like, nope, don't want them, don't want them.
They're like, boo.
Yeah, they'll say boo. Right?
Boo this man.
But
boo this man.
Yeah, bro, they boo hard, bro, in the comments. I had to turn it off. Right? but Junior Colson, he's your built Ford tough middle linebacker, 247 pounds, green dot guy, national champion, anchor of the defense. This is that guy right there. He comes downhill. He's solid, has high IQ. He does a lot of good things just up here, you know what I'm saying, above the shoulders, which we definitely need as a middle linebacker. So he would be one of those guys that could be your Damone Clark replacement if y'all trying to get rid of Clark. But has everything, the intangibles, good kid, great leader, was a captain in the defense, Jim Harbaugh, you know what I'm saying? So he has everything. He's one of the best pure run-stopping linebackers in this year's draft. So like I said, Cowboys, y'all want to stop the run. Y'all don't want to get run on. We need more linebackers. We need more. Look at them cast. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't built like a basketball player. You know what I'm saying? Like, he built.
Pause.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? But look, like I said, like, when you look at him, that's what a linebacker looks like. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And look how he's engaging. Look how he's engaging with these Alabama blockers. Like, he don't have to get off the block. You know what I'm saying? You'll watch this play right here. Like, he's not afraid to be in the trenches and going, mano a mano with a lot of these big guards and big tackles, which we'll see right here in this film session, that this is your guy. If you really want to stop the run and get your downhill linebacker to go and stop the run, you know what I'm saying? The separation, that's him right there. But
playing with a broke hand.
The broke hand, bro. And like I said, the anchor of the defense right there. You know what I'm saying? So, I definitely like Junior Colson. He does have some athleticism for his size. Is he as explosive as the last two? Does he jump off the screen? But look at that back pedal. You know what I'm saying? Even the back pedal moving in zone. Like, for 250,
look at them feet.
250, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like a damn corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, for 250, he was moving. So
wait, don't you insult corner like that.
Bro, look! Watch this, boss. You a corner. Look at his feet. Oh no, that's not the play right there.
I go back to this, man, because wait.
Hey, boss. He definitely weaves.
Man, if you don't look at the weave, man,
boss.
Y'all going too far.
Oh hell no!
Stop. Nah, I'm messing with you.
Look at the weave.
I'm giving you a hard time, bro. I'm messing with you. You good?
He can move in space. Like I said, he's not big and bulky. You know what I'm saying? He takes great angles, especially run fits.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to get dirty in the trenches. So that's Junior Colson. But I understand Cowboys fans. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't trying to hear nothing I say. Y'all didn't exit the chat. Y'all went and refilled your cups. But if y'all want y'all built
already said it in here.
Yeah, they gone. They gone. Womp womp. You know what I'm saying? So that there he is right
wee woo.
That's the wee woo.
That's the hell wee woo. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna sit up and see him as somebody probably Baltimore or something cutting up. You know what I'm saying?
What's his best tape, Tuck? Because I wasn't at home on my first look. What's his best tape? Because I'm liking Bama. I'm liking what I'm seeing on this Bama. These clips.
So thus far, let me get to my notes. I watched Bama. I watched Washington. Yeah, Ohio State. I think Ohio State was his best one film wise.
He moved.
Also in Washington National Championship game. Michigan State's another good one. And then what was the other one I watched? Yeah, that was Nebraska. So I would say Michigan State, Ohio State, and also kind of watching the national championship as well. But he's not a sack guy, right? So I don't think he even had any sacks this year. So he's not a sack guy. He's not that war daddy. He's just your peer, pound for pound, built for tough middle linebacker that you can rely on that can be your green dot guy in the future. So
before we all talk about him, or if anybody had anything on that. I wanted to say something real quick and get y'all thoughts. Just take a quick pause. The more I've been looking at these draft candidates and the free agent candidates, you know what I came up with? It's not going to be hard to upgrade linebacker.
Shouldn't be.
I mean, like from the film that I saw, even with the cheaper guys, like my list, let me go ahead and go to my list real quick. Y'all give me a second. I should have had this ready to go. I wasn't ready to go. Okay, here. So my free agents, just real quick. Don't laugh, but I got film on these dudes. I can verify. Jordan Hicks.
Yeah, I like him.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
Jordan Hicks. I got film on him. I can play it if y'all want to. Old man is an upgrade to us right now.
Who?
Hell of a upgrade.
Jordan Hicks.
Bobby
Yeah.
Wagner.
Bobby
Oh,
Wagner's my number one
there you
easily,
go.
bro. Easily, bro. I went through the film on him, and I got film of all of them playing the same opponent. I pulled up all their films on Philly, right? Compared, bro. Bobby's still that guy, bro. By a lot. Like, it's not
He
even
is.
just the durability on Bobby is crazy. 17 games played, 1,100 snaps, bro. Most of his tackles was solo, and he 33, bro.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and didn't we just talk about that boss
And he
behind
get-
the scenes in the green room?
Yeah.
What's that?
36,
Older.
30, 33.
Yeah. Oh,
Big
yeah.
name.
Behind the scenes. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
He's
I'm
the
just
one.
telling you. Well,
He's the one.
you're
But
just
if they were
falling-
gonna
no,
sign
what I'm
him-
saying is you're falling into what we're talking about,
Yeah.
boss. What we're saying,
Shopping
what
for the
Cowboys
types.
do.
Yeah.
They shop for a name, they shop for age,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be now. But see, remember we were talking about Bobby Wagner a couple of years ago?
Right.
Get him. But now, just like Stephen Gilmore, we wait a few more years. Now let's
Right.
get Bobby Wagner, dog. Come
Right.
on. I ain't hating
Yeah.
on Bobby Wagner. I like him, but y'all got to understand what we talking about right here. Y'all got to understand what we talking about right here. Now he's 33 now. He's
You're
about
right.
to be 34. Come
But
on
it's
now,
a-
boss. Stop that.
But it's a name that most Cowboys fans would know and recognize and get excited
yeah.
about for the
That's a
Lolo.
shut
I
up
looked at
signing.
that
That's a
tape,
I ain't
shut
gonna
though,
lie.
bro.
It'll get.
That
I'd be
tape's
excited
still
about it. I'd be
good.
excited.
See,
Yeah.
it works.
He's
That
still
tape
playing,
is
bro.
good, big.
He's still.
It
He's
is.
still
I mean,
thumping.
I
He's
seen
still
his
getting in
tape.
coverage.
I seen his tape. I said, hey, Bobby Wagner last year, right? Before he
Right.
got signed. But now I'm just like, okay, I get it. If they sign him, I ain't gonna be like mad, or I'm not gonna be like, why the hell they signed Bobby Wagner? I'm not gonna be mad. But I'm just saying, just like when they brought in Mike Zimmer, y'all, it's the type. It's the type. It's those things that we talk about, the type, where they don't ever try to go out the box. They always look for the same thing, and they don't go away from that. And that's why I say it kind of cripples the organization. Sometimes think out the box when you're looking for a linebacker as well. We talked about Josie Jewell. DMV gave some great names. Think outside the box. It don't always have to be Bobby Wagner because he was the Super Bowl and his name, and he played with the Legion of Boom. It don't always have to be him that can really impact your team. That's all I'm saying.
No, you right on that. And in terms of my homework, I looked at the film on these dudes. You know what I mean? So
I know you do. I know
yeah,
you do.
so
I know
like
you do. I'm not discrediting that.
yeah, so and all my dudes was so far old. Another guy that's on my list that I was
Yep.
See?
he on your
I knew
list
it.
too?
No,
Nope.
I'm just. I mean, he's on. He's on.
Or you just talking about a
He on the
type that
Cowboys.
we all know?
Yeah, the type. Yeah, the
type,
type.
yep.
You picked 34. There it is. See? Boss is program.
If we were really going by the Cowboys type, it's really Josie
Did an injured
Jewell,
player.
the
Joseph,
linebacker.
I mean,
If we're going by their actual type, because we know they got a type at linebacker.
I think what Big Game
I'm
is
with
really
you.
saying.
Josie nice though. Josie ain't
I
nice.
think
He 29 though.
I think
He
what
ain't nice.
Big
No,
Game-
I'm saying he nice. I'm saying he nice. I'm saying he their type, and you get where I'm
I
going
get
with
what
that.
you're saying.
They
I
got
get
a type,
yeah,
bro.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you right. I'm gonna be quiet on that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But
Why don't we get Devin White? Why don't we get Devin White? He's young. Get him.
Devin White. I didn't look at Devin because of price. I didn't even look at. Now obviously I saw his film because I was looking at Devin White at the same time looking at David.
Ain't that a big signing?
Yeah, that's a big signing, bro.
Would y'all like that signing?
I would
y'all
love
like?
it.
Would y'all? I'm asking Tuck. I feel you, boss, but I'm asking you, DMV and Tuck. Would y'all like a Devin White? He's 26.
I like to see if he can still run well. If he can still run well, like he was from a couple years ago, especially in coverage. He made Patrick Mahomes' life hell in that game.
He don't run.
I mean, I'd be interested to see to know if his will is still the same.
Yeah, he's not that Devin White. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. He's not that one. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we do have one of the best strength and conditioning programs. You see, Malik Hooker was not Malik Hooker, and he stayed over here and been healthy. That's the only thing I can say, right? Maybe.
True. So I guess I gotta take Patrick Queen off my wish list there.
Nah, let's go with it. Let's talk about Queen, bro.
I mean, this Jerry sat there, backed up to the ball at the Senior Bowl, said we going all in, and I've been saying this is your all in right there. That's where you can show me this.
Oh my God!
But is Patrick Queen though? Is Patrick Queen good now because he got Roquan Swift? Because remember, Patrick Queen was struggling over there for a little bit.
Man, I think he's perfectly fine.
He was.
Bro. Yeah, and I've seen some clips of Roquan Smith, and he's definitely the leader of that defense, bro. Like he gave me chills when you hear him. So
he's made Patrick Queen better, dog. In my opinion, I don't know if Patrick Queen is that guy by himself. Yeah, I feel like Roquan's made his game step up because Patrick
I agree with
Queen,
you.
without him, you weren't hearing a lot of Patrick Queen, and he was struggling, dog. And then once Roquan came over, his game went from here. So that's a buyer beware to me that we back the truck up to him because that could be not fool's gold, but you were good because of him. I don't know if you come over here and make that same impact and they spend all that money. He's a buyer beware to me. Sorry, my bad.
Do you think his price could come down because of that?
Yeah, his price definitely needs to come down.
Somebody's going to overpay Tuck, man. And be Queen is a major upgrade to Dallas, though. You know what I mean? Because you know what I was thinking about as I was looking at these free agents.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all gonna feel me when I say this. Y'all, I guarantee I'm gonna get an amen from all the preachers. When I was looking at the free agents, I started getting that vibe of when I was trying to replace Heath and Woods. You know what I mean? To where a lot of us was calling for the top when we really didn't need the top. We just needed a curse, right? Like, because Curse was already, just using him as an example, right, was already better than Heath and Woods. But a lot of us was, what was we clamoring for? The best. We was
Thomas.
Yeah,
Jamal
Thomas, Jamal Adams. But it was like, bro, get Curse and we go. That's an upgrade. That's how I feel about the linebackers right now. You know what I mean?
I wasn't feeling you on Curse when he came in. You know that.
No, I'm just saying. I'm turning toward the ability to upgrade from
me too,
Woods
DMV.
And Heat. That's what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? Not about if you felt them or not. I'm saying
that big of an upgrade though. In the end of the day,
what?
Was it?
You're one Curse.
You're one.
Well, you got to remember. We ended up getting Malik Hooker too later, and Malik Hooker was the better player in my opinion.
Yeah, but
I mean, KZ. Nah, Curse was out the gate, bro.
Yeah, he was out the gate.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Remember, we all said that he got snubbed on the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, you're one Curse. You're one, not year two.
And my bigger point is not about being right about Curse. My bigger point is
I know what you are.
We wanted a steak when a burger would have.
Right,
and
that's how I feel about the linebackers. Is we can get a burger and we go be better, like for real.
I just think it's gonna be hilarious if Zimmer go out there with Morsky spell. People gonna be pissed.
Well, I'm gonna be pissed. Nah, don't play Tuck.
If he do what? Say that again.
He go come out.
He go spell back a linebacker, man.
Hell no, bro.
I'm gonna tell you right now. That old ass Zimmer. I call Grandpa. That's Grandpa.
I think it's gonna happen.
Oh Lord.
I think Micah going back to linebacker, bro.
I think
it's because of what Ball said.
Oh hell no!
I think they've been planning this, bro. I think they've been planning it ever since they got rid of the linebackers. I think this has been part of what they've been trying to do to keep that money down.
Cut that
Yep.
money off. You ain't an edge. You a linebacker. So we're gonna pay you like a linebacker, and that's why he talking.
The linebacker market's a little bit different.
That's why he didn't want Dan Quinn to leave. That's why he said when Dan Quinn leave, I'm leaving with him because I can get my sacks.
I'm gonna get him.
And that's why we hired Mike Zimmer, because if you look at Zimmer's scheme, I don't really see Micah playing that in. Not in this scheme.
No.
He's playing exclusively linebacker in this scheme.
Yeah, he going linebacker, bro.
He's playing exclusively linebacker in this scheme.
But I think he go adapt his scheme to be Dan Quinn-ish, to be honest. I think they trying to get him to keep it as much as the same as possible. So
I don't know
now
about that.
This guy is my guy. This is my number one linebacker.
I like him.
Yeah.
I like him.
Yeah. I get Sean Lee vibes from him, man. All the way. Cause I see him diagnosing, bro. He way ahead of the play. Just like Sean Lee. And I see him playing with his mind. He physical. He got the physical tools, but I also see the mental with him. That's like his ability to diagnose was next level to me. So, but the crazy thing is he's not in y'all top. He was in my top, which is gonna make me go look at him and make sure I'm not tripping. You know. So.
He's my number 4. He was right after him.
Yeah, I mean,
he misses a lot of tackles. He misses a lot of tackles.
Yeah, he misses a lot of tackles, bro. He had one of the highest missed
tackles.
Yeah,
and
that's why I need to go double check. Because see, when I'm far away from y'all, I need to go. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Yeah, and even in the Senior Bowl, boss, go ahead, DMV. Go ahead. Go ahead, David.
I was gonna say I don't think he plays nearly as fast as the other guys either. You know, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Jumping off the tape. Like when you look at grades, I think that they'll grade out in being higher rounds than he will. But to your point, boss, as a pro, he could develop and be a top guy. You know what I'm saying? But I have the same sentiment as those guys. But he was my number 4 though. It wasn't that far off. You know what I'm saying? I like Cedric Gray.
And it's still early. You know what I mean? But when he not in y'all top, that made me go. Let me go take another look real quick. I might, because you know how it is. I'm gonna be honest. I don't watch 10 games on my first run through. I don't. I'm gonna watch 1 or 2. You know what I mean? First, and then I'm gonna go dig deeper as I'm trying to get my ranks down. You know what I mean? So, you know how it is. Sometimes you can watch a hot game and you can have a thought of a guy based on his best game, but you need to go watch other games to go see what he's really like and what he averages out to be.
So here's what you need to do, boss. Watch him versus NC State. And then what's going to happen when you watch, because that's what I did. I watched North Carolina versus NC State, and you'll see the night and day difference between Peyton and Cedric. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a completely different speed.
Appreciate
it. So and I agree with Big Game. Like he had a lot of missed tackles, which can be cleaned up, right? Because people understand Overshown had a high missed tackle rate, and everyone's kind of excited to see what he can do. So you know, you can clean those things up. But I felt like when I did Cedric Gray, he has the athleticism, but he doesn't. It didn't feel like that when you watch the film. And Big Game saw him in person, so you probably saying the same thing. But it didn't feel like athletic, twitchy linebacker. He kind of didn't shoot out the cannon, right? And that's kind of the same thing we'll say about another prospect we'll talk about in Jeremiah Trotter. Like it doesn't feel shot out of a cannon to me. You know, it's kind of slow.
See, that's real. Yeah, I said the same thing.
He played like his dad.
Yeah, so it's just and like for me, it's like I need you revved up a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So I think with Cedric,
we need athleticism.
Oh yeah, this is Trotter, but yeah, same thing with Trotter, right? It's just like doesn't feel shot out. You know what I'm saying? Like so, watching this and then watching Edgerrin Cooper and watching Peyton, like it's just completely
it's night and day.
Yeah, the speed difference on
it's
the game speed difference.
Right
now in short space. Jeremiah Trotter, that dude, but when you see him tracking across the field, you're like, ugh.
Right. Yeah,
that was nice.
And if we've been real, he ain't even got more explosion than Darius Muasau from UCLA,
right?
Who's probably gonna be a late round pick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I agree with
it's
everything
that
you're
name.
saying.
it's that name really with Schroeder. But you can go with the bloodlines, like he can be good because you can trust those bloodlines. But to me, he's got to be in the right system, because just like y'all said, it doesn't pop. And just basically, let's say if you put him in coverage against a speedy running back, he's going to get destroyed. Okay, he is going to get exposed in open space.
Who?
That's not where you want. Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Okay,
yes,
I just want to.
He's going to get exposed in open space because he doesn't have that makeup speed. He doesn't have that initial pop, and teams that will see that will exploit that in him. And he's more of a zone type of linebacker to me. You feel me? He can sit in that zone and kind of see where you're going right there, but he's not a guy that you will not really isolate on players, on running backs, or tight end, anything like that, because he will be exposed easily. Now, I have a guy, whenever y'all ready, that I've been liking, and he's sneaky, and I think he can be sneaky and really, he's sneaky.
Before you go there, Big, because I'm going to have to do yours on the spot. That's why I'm saving you last.
Okay.
Another guy that popped out.
That's right there. That's the guy.
See, there we go. We're going.
That's my guy. There it is.
Well, let's go. You got
feel
it.
me? I don't know. How do y'all say this last name? Is it live?
Don't ask me. Don't even. You know I'm the worst at pronunciations.
Right.
Don't ask me.
I totally apologize for the name. I apologize. But man, this dude is oozing upside, y'all.
Yeah,
he is
physical, very physical.
I agree.
He plays violent.
Yeah.
I got to see him at the Senior Bowl, and when I saw him, because him and JD Bertrand both played together. And I interviewed JD. He's a great interview. He's more of like a role player, like linebacker, but when I saw Mark Maris, his stuff popped out at me. Extremely fast, athletic. I mean, he can stack and shed. I mean, he can rush the quarterback. He's got good size. He's about 6'2", measured in about 240. Plays violent. I mean, that is skill set. And, he a white guy. I don't know. I like it. You feel me? You get what? Y'all feel what I'm saying? Like, he that a white guy. I mean, he plays with supreme effort. You can play him in coverage. He's a heat-seeking missile. Like you can use him in all different facets. And I like how he plays physical and fast.
Super.
And like I said, you want somebody that can complement Micah, that can really continue to bring out Micah. Because like we said, y'all, Micah, you playing linebacker. I know you hate it. I know you're gonna hate it, but you playing linebacker, dog, and that's where you gonna stay. You're gonna blitz, but you're gonna be a blitzing linebacker. So go ahead and put somebody else next to you so both of y'all can be great. I'm sorry they're going to try to get you on your money, but that's where you're going, and that's why they probably brought in Zimmer.
All right.
Hey, boss.
Yo.
Boss, I got a page of notes on this dude, bro.
Go.
I actually had him as
Talk
one of my
about a
speakers,
DMV.
man. Yeah. So to add on to
notes.
what you were talking about, he's great at communicating, bro. You see him on tape. He's the one giving out the calls. I think that he's a future green dot in the league. Excellent at coverage, dropping the coverage. I mean, his feet, like it looks fluid when he's in coverage. His IQ allows him to call out plays. So you talked about Sean Lee and being ahead of plays. Man, not only is he calling it out, but you know what I'm saying, he's doing his run fits. Now, the thing about it is you don't see him making a whole bunch of tackles, and I talked to Jay Tuck about this. I think Notre Dame has a, hey, do your job scheme. And like JD Bertrand didn't have a lot of tackles either.
And they rotate. I noticed it too. They rotate like Georgia.
Yeah. So Notre Dame, I really like their defensive scheme, to be honest with you. I watched them for about maybe 4 or 5 games, and I loved what they did with their scheme. He has good linebacker instincts, not so much as a pass rusher, but he's a hell of a spy. So yeah. I did watch him against Caleb. And he did a hell of a job spying him in that game. If you get a chance to watch Notre Dame and USC, oh yeah, that's a hell of a tape for him. My cons for him is, missed tackles and sometimes bad angles. But outside of that, man, he's supposed to run in the 4.5s, around 240. I had a 3rd round grade on him. I think he's gonna be a heck of a player for whoever gets him.
Major upside though. It's gonna kind of be like, yeah. I was high on him too. And see, that's what I was saying when our lists overlap. Our lists overlap and we didn't even talk about it. So, real quick, I've been noticing that a lot of people in the chat been saying that our likes are way down. So, everybody.
Where's our lady? She ain't know we was on today. Edda?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, Etta Lockhart.
She don't play. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
the one to be going ham with the likes. She's the one to be hitting us like, get them likes up, get them likes up. We missed her today. We're gonna have to start to. You have to tell her ahead of time, boss, whenever you're doing the show to jump on, so she can make sure she's the like attacker person.
Yeah,
Right.
We just getting in the flow, so people probably didn't even know we was gonna be doing. I didn't advertise it as good this week, to be honest, too. I didn't. I should have, and I will.
No, it's actually this. I think it was perfect because now
There
you
she
don't
is.
have people salivating. Is she there?
Yeah, she here.
Okay, come on, Etta, we need you.
Yeah.
She like, hey.
Likes
She
are
said
good.
likes are good. She like, oh no, them likes ain't bad.
Okay,
Appreciate
see,
it.
boss over there doing propaganda.
No, that's what they was saying in the chat, bro. They was saying I was reading it. I ain't looking at it. I was just reading them, bro.
Nah, they left when we started talking about Junior Colson out of Michigan.
Yeah, they left quick.
Yeah.
Hey, just a quick thing about Colson. I ain't gonna lie, that Michigan thing done scared me too. I ain't gonna lie, it done scared me. I don't want it to scare me. The guy that was the defensive coordinator over there went over with Harbaugh to the Chargers, so that's interesting. I liked his defense that he kind of played, but he is a physical guy. He's twitchy. If you look at him, he's hella twitchy, like super twitchy. Yeah. And if we're talking about the physicality linebacker, he meets that. Like what Edgerrin Cooper is not on the physical side, that's what Junior Colson is. You get what I'm saying, in my opinion? As far as the size, he is what the size that you want. If Edgerrin Cooper was that size and had what he has, then Edgerrin Cooper would be a top 10 guy. You feel me? A top 15 guy. So I think that size is what really he can take on blocks. He can really stand that pressure where you see other guys struggle with those blocks. He can stack and shake. He can get off those blocks and attack. But to me, I ain't gonna lie, that Michigan thing scares me, and I ain't gonna lie, it keeps me want to stay away from that.
Right.
Maybe I'm poisoned.
It's hard. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tried to ignore it, but it's like, all right, Tuck. You know what I'm saying?
Are you poisoned, DMV?
Well, I'll tell you what. Martellus Bennett once said this when they were talking about him and I think Kendall Fuller's fight or whatever. He said you want linebackers that eat with their hands, not knives and forks. And that's what Colson is. He's a linebacker that eats with his hands. And that's what we've been missing for a long time. Get us some linebackers that eat with their hands.
Okay. I'll trust you on that.
My answer to that is Charles Wilson played for Michigan.
He's the only one, dog.
No, they got others.
I know they do.
I need some more.
I'm just saying, I just never kind of got into the.
No, but
I never kind of got into the picking players based on colors. You know,
but whoever's on that defensive line over there for Michigan, that defensive line is phenomenal, bro. Like if you watch that Alabama game, they had so many bad snaps because of whoever the nose was. I doubt he coming out, but we might want to keep an eye on.
I was looking at him on a lot of these highlights too, man. He was moving. Talking about Big 99.
Yeah, Big 99.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I was observing him on just a couple of these clips. Yeah.
So I remember I forgot his name because I was watching him last year with Mozzie because when we were doing the Mozzie film, I'm like, who's 99?
He got a nice motor, for real.
Yeah.
Now I did see him get pushed a couple of times, just a couple of times, but I saw more. I saw more pluses than I have minuses so far.
He actually has a better motor than Mozzie. But
yeah, I would agree. Way better.
So yeah, man. But I like Junior, but like I said, I'm with Big. It's hard. It would be hard to sell it to the Cowboys fans if they went and took Junior Colson in the first round. I think Cowboys fans would be living.
This would be one of those guys, to be all the way honest, bro. Man, we'll love him.
I mean,
not as a first rounder though, bro. I want to get him later.
No. I'm not even talking about what positional value. I'm just talking about for his play.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm saying from this standpoint, all these linebackers better than what we got. Just keeping it real.
Yeah.
Just keeping it real. Like it's to me, it's not gonna be anything. Cause see, Clark is still having the same problems that I said he had at LSU. Diagnosing. It's the same thing. The guys that we looking at seem to have way better instincts, whether it's free agents or these draft guys. So This was the linebacker draft show. They say the line. What we talking about next week?
Are we gonna stay on defense?
I want to go to our needs. I want to stay with our biggest needs, like maybe running back.
Yeah, because I didn't see DMV in big games. This offensive tackle.
Y'all want to see tackle next week?
I mean,
that's the real first. That's where we're going.
Yeah. We can definitely do offensive tackle, bro.
That's where we're going.
Yeah, we can do that.
Round.
Yeah, we can do that.
Man, y'all
want
to do
big game
next week?
That's where we going, bro.
What you want to do?
I got something I want to do. What about
the game made me go down the list today of tackles. You know what I'm saying? So it made me go down the list.
Going
hey, I got one
for you. Team player.
Hey, big game. I'm a DM you a tackle right now too.
Okay, cool.
I got you.
Cool. Yeah, because me and DMV gonna go hard on that tackle, dog. Because I'm over that Tyron Smith thing. I don't care what nobody tell me. I'm over it.
Yeah, we going. I feel like that's gonna be our pick as a tackle.
Y'all think so?
I'm 1,000% guaranteed, pretty much.
Bro, why we still gonna keep playing with it? Y'all keep.
I think we got options.
Nah, bro.
I'm tired of this Tyron Smith thing because he gonna play good again next year, and y'all be like, no, one more year.
Nah, I'm gonna tell you what I think we got. I think we got 2 starters on the left. Tyler Smith, left tackle. TJ Bash on left guard. That's the starters.
That's us being smart. They're not doing that, bro.
Yeah.
That's us being smart. I said that last night on the show. I was like, to simplify our offensive line, we can just kick Tyler out and just put TJ Bass left guard and get back to this.
And then you can tell Tyron Smith to move the hell on, and then you can draft a tackle.
Hold on. I'm hearing an echo. Somebody did something different.
I don't.
Oh, it might have been me. Hold on, it might have been me. Hold on.
It looked like it was you because it looked like you were playing with something. 1, 2, 3.
How about now? You hear the echo now?
It killed it. Yeah, it was you. Yeah, it was you.
Look, you know, you get quiet like I ain't talking no more.
You think it's gonna be left tackle? That would be fantastic.
Here's why I say tackle.
Go ahead.
Because I feel like they're gonna right their wrong from last year.
Huh?
They're gonna have because they were having the conversation about Matthew Barrajon.
They're gonna have the conversation about.
You still pressing buttons over there, DMV?
Yeah, they were having good. So they were having the conversation about Matthew Barrajon and Mozzie last year. So they were still, even with Tyron and Tyler, they were still only considering tackle on the left in the first round.
Yeah,
they missed out. They went with Mozzie. You know what I'm saying? The whole story kind of happened. There is a lot of Matthew Barrajons that's going to be sitting right there.
But was Matthew Bergeron going to be the left guard?
He's going to be a left tackle.
You thought he was going to be the left tackle?
Bro, I've been trying to tell y'all this for 2 years. The Cowboys have never intended for Tyler Smith to play left tackle. Ever.
Make the case.
Ever. Well, why we got to make the case? We already made the case. We know when going back to his rookie season, bro, he was getting no reps at left tackle because we did the whole show together about that.
You right. You right.
And they only did that because you had
emergency.
And it was like, okay, we have no other options. Push him out there. And this year, he got 0 reps at left tackle. Even when Tyron went down, we're talking about kick out Chuma and put in Tyler. They went with Chuma. They viewed Tyler for whatever reason, and now he's all pro.
Could that be
because they don't want to pay him?
Right.
They don't
want to
pay him that money.
Right.
That's why they kicked him inside. They saw this is what happened, in my opinion. Just like they do with every other position while they're moving the mic of the linebacker, right? Mm-hmm. They saw, oh, damn, this motherfucker can be really good here. He could be the future, and he might not be like Tyron Smith and take that 10-year, $100 million.
You want answers?
And we can wear him to the ground. He might be smart. Nope, kick him on the inside, and let's keep on playing Tyron there because it's cheaper at the left guard than playing the left tackle, and we all know it. Left tackle's premium pay.
You can't handle the truth.
And what did we say on our show, boss? Remember, Tyler Smith is not pulling a Micah Parsons. He's like, I'll play wherever they want me to play.
Oh, he's doing a Tyron Smith.
Cool. I'll play wherever they want me to play.
Just tell me where to go, and I go, sucker.
All right,
sucker.
They ain't doing that, Zach Martin.
Whatever you did to your sound, you jacked
what
it
you
up.
do to your mic?
You turned yourself way up.
The Micah Parsons linebacker tweet's gonna hit hard. They gonna hit so hard.
So tomorrow we doing tackle. I mean next week tackle.
Next week, tackle.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's an important position, dog.
Yeah.
They're gonna draft it early. They're gonna draft it
not
early, bro.
If I had to put money on it right now, that's the position that they go.
They're gonna draft it early, bro.
You're gonna have 3 quality guys that's sitting right there at 24.
And you just said they don't want to kick Tyler Smith out. So what would be the smart thing to do if in their head, like, okay, this will be Tyron Smith's farewell tour. We'll get the tackle now, and slide him right in. And they don't care about him sitting for a little bit. DMV, to your point when you was like, nah, we need somebody to play now. They don't care about sitting him and let Tyron Smith play and letting him sit in and Tyron get hurt to slide him on in there. They don't care about that. You know that, DMV.
I'm going to ask y'all one more question before we give our final words. What's the deepest position by far this draft?
Wide receiver.
Yep. That's what I think they should do.
This wide receiver class is filthy.
Filthy.
I mean,
you got to get Dak one. You got to.
Somebody needs to write this article.
Next to CD, please.
If you put this year's class and mix them in with last year's class, you getting Quentin Johnson and some of these guys like in the 4th round, you know, because you got 6'2", 6'3s running 4.2s. Like it's that nasty.
It's about 4 AJ. I said it's 4 AJ Greens in this draft. You got to get AJ Green. I'm sorry. You have to. I don't care who's sitting there. I don't care what tackle sitting there.
Bruh.
We gonna have this fight though. We gonna have this fight. We gonna fight about this. We gonna fight. But anyway, man, let me start with my final words. The good news about this, my final word is simple. Linebacker, I'm certain it's gonna be fine. I'm certain, because all the film and the prospects that I've seen, they all are major upgrades. Whether you go free agents or draft, that's my final word.
Okay.
Done.
How's my sound now?
Good.
Is it a little bit better?
Yeah.
There it goes.
Okay. All right, bet. Yeah, I'm with you, boss. I think that linebacker, we whatever we do, I think whatever the plan is, it will be a lot better than what it was last year.
Yep.
A lot better, and I think it'll make the defense tougher. With Zim's scheme, we're not going to get as many turnovers. We're not going to get as many sacks, but we'll be a more solid defense, a more traditional defense. We'll have linebackers with actual instincts. We haven't had that in quite some time. And I think with this draft and free agency, we'll have the opportunity to get back to doing that. So I'm excited about that aspect of team building.
Yeah, my final word is, man, the Green Bay loss, it hurts, but it's over. Now it's time to get to solution-oriented content, and that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on free agency. We're going to focus on the draft and how to help this team, man. So I'm excited about doing this show because it pushes me to a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? We're going to bang a little bit, but we're going to have some fun doing it. But the most important thing, I hope Cowboys Nation gets educated, you know what I'm saying, and to understand how these prospects are and how they can ultimately help our team. So we're going to have some fun this year, and we're going to turn up to a whole nother level, Cowboys Nation. That's my final word.
My final word is this. I think to DMV's point, I think linebacker is going to be okay because you have a guy in Mike Zimmer who really understands how much linebackers mean to the defense. So I think we'll be okay with the draft. I think we'll get some good people back there. And so to that point, I think the defense will be pretty good this year. So I think we'll get some guys there to really help the team now. And so that's kind of my exciting point. And the draft is always the most exciting part of the year to me. Keep it real. I really love the draft. We love the season, but the draft is something about the draft, man. So I'm excited to be able to talk more about it and see what really happens in a couple months.
We got a couple of super chats, man. I almost forgot about. I ain't forget about you, boys. Let me get to these super chats. Do y'all got some super chats?
No, sure.
All right, people.
Yeah.
Let's bless the brethren. Let's bless the brethren. Culture reflects leadership. If we look at who Jerry the leader is, the culture makes sense, and that's true.
Damn.
Sad truth. $20. Yeah, should I hit him with it? Should I hit him with it?
Yeah, we got to copy and paste that.
I hit him with the $5. Then I got a $20 super chat. He said, "It sounds to me Michael wants teammates that are winners, and us fans wants to hold onto these players that dot. Gotcha. All right, so cool. Let's get it, man. Another final word next week. We're gonna be talking about tackle going down. We're gonna end it like this.
I'm back.
Okay.
Yo, this what y'all been waiting for.
Yeah, man, I just want to bring this out, man. This is my boy Tuck, man. Puppet on a string. You hear me? Let's get it.
Don't get me wrong.
You about to copyright all of us.
I know, man. I was thinking about that. I bet not get no copyright strike off your music.
It's all based off the true story.
Hey, that's this whole thing is Tuck. That's what's crazy. That boy said I could never be a puppet on a string. You hear me?
Your boy was going through some relationship when I wrote it.
Man, that boy was going through something on this, huh?
My man was on his ride with.
He had something to say.
He threw all my stuff out the house that night. I went to the club and worked with
She threw your stuff out that night, big dog. Made my boy write a song.
I went to the club and wrote this song, bro.
Say, you know you mad when you go write a song, bro.
I wrote it, bro. That's how it was, man. I went to a football. I think I lost my appetite. Destroyed throwing on parties that I'm always missing. Cause we arguing, fighting over your permission. But tonight I think I'll do a little something different and give the people who they miss it. They go, yeah. I wrote this to the club. Went to the club, hit my homeboy. Like, I got a track, bro. Gotta record. Yeah.
Oh man, say Tuck.
Threw my clothes out in the rain, bro. Threw my clothes out in the rain.
Hey Tuck, that's listen, man. You know what they say. The best revenge is success.
Oh, he hated this song because it was all over the radio. It was all over the radio here in Kansas City, everywhere.
Ah man, so man, y'all make sure y'all come on back to the Final Word, man. Draft show, we not gonna disappoint. We just getting started. It's gonna get better and better as we do it every week, man. Y'all stay with us. The Final Word.
Now I can't enjoy the game cause you already stressing the essence. It's the reason why I blew up. So girls be on my blog sites claiming that they need tough. You checking all my messages, thinking I found me a new love. Just cause she sent a friend request don't mean that I screwed up. See, watching more, got you thinking